Hey gang, Professor Feeser here, and on today's episode, we're going to talk about GitHub Codespaces. I don't know how well advertised this is, but a Codespace is effectively, usually, Visual Studio, but it can also be Jupyter Notebook. I think that's why they're calling it a Codespace and not a Visual Studio instance. If you hop to a GitHub repository. Any repository works, but I'm on github.com, RZFeeser Simple Flask service. You'll find on the root a green button that says code. If you click that code button, typically it opens on the local tab. Click from the local tab into the Codespaces tab. And if you're new to GitHub, that's fine. Choose whatever branch they're suggesting, but you can create a Codespace on any branch that you want to. In this case, main. This loads an instance by default of Visual Studio. That's pretty neat. It takes a moment to set up. Once it's set up, you can make changes, but you do have to still commit those changes before they're felt out on the repository. Don't think that this is like you make changes, hit the X, and you're done. This is as if you've opened Visual Studio on your local machine. They're just automating the connection to interactions with GitHub itself, right? Which, especially when you're starting out, is a big deal. Let's click on README and let's make a tiny change. Let's say env, and we'll add in here method get. Methods accepted get. That's a pretty good change. Over here, the lines with the circles around them, you got to click that. And then you can write in a message if you want to. Updating README. We'll hit first this plus sign. That means stage the commit. That's a git add, if you're familiar with the git process. That's git add. So now it knows that's an important thing to track. When I hit commit, it'll say, okay, in your private instance, you have a commit. You're one commit ahead of your repository. Do you want to sync your changes? And we can say, yes, sync changes. It says, are you sure you want to pull commits from origin main? Origin main is wherever you cloned from. So in this case, we cloned from the original repo out on GitHub, right? So that's been pushed. Here it's saying, occasionally, do you want to go pull changes in? No, I'm not interested in that. I'm going to just, because all my changes have been pushed, I should be able to hit refresh on this page. And it says, yep, README just now has been updated. And if I scroll down, methods accepted get. That was the update that we pushed. Very cool. I'm going to close the tab that had the Codespace open in it. And you can see if I click on code again, that's still running. So it applies a silly name. Jubilant Guide was what they came up with. And that's active. So if you want to, you can rename or stop it or open it in browser again. There's where I was saying, like Jupyter Lab, they're experimenting with some other IDEs. So I think like coming soon, Codespace is going to get continually better. However, you probably, after you've done your work, you probably want to make sure that you're stopping your Codespaces. I don't think that's something you want to keep running, right? So stopping and deleting, just cleaning up after yourself. Failure to do that, you're inevitably going to end up with some work that you forget to commit or just is half done, and you're going to end up doing double work or forgetting about features that you worked on. Wow, GitHub Codespaces. That's certainly going to make life a lot simpler. Gang, if you learned something, go ahead and hit subscribe and hit like on this video so I can see you on the next episode. Code with Feeser.